Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Dawgs. Alright, well folks, let's get right into it. I'm going to just get right to it, as I said. Halloween ends, just saw it. Time of this recording, be out, this review will be out this weekend, probably Friday. So, as I made a post, I got a lot to say about this movie. And I'm going to say, those who are what I call fun-hating, you guys are all wrong. I'm sorry. This was a great film. I'm going to say it's probably not going to be my popular opinion. It's not going to be a popular video, I'm sure. And people are going to say, oh, you're a Halloween mark. Well, yeah, I guess I am. I have a fondness of this franchise on a mutual respect for filmmakers, especially John Carpenter, and for the fact, it was, the one movie that my brother and I first agreed upon growing up. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I appreciated the fact that this film did not feel 100% like a Halloween film. It felt like its own movie, what a sequel is supposed to look like and supposed to feel like. Completely different. It's not supposed to be anywhere close to what its predecessor was. Maybe Halloween 2 from 1981 because it's in the same night. Maybe in Halloween Kills. I'm satisfied with this trilogy. David Goyer Green's Blumhouse trilogy. I'm more satisfied with this trilogy than I am with the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end. And I love the callbacks and the opening credits with the credit title cards and everything. Reminiscence or big callback, sorry, to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I really like that. The pumpkins morphing in and out from each other and everything, and kind of like cracking through, and a new face is on the. I really like that. The acting. I'm going to say it right now. The acting was phenomenal. This young gentleman, I cannot remember his name right off the bat. I'm sorry, but he played the character Corey. He was like the centered character. He was the kind of the MacGuffin that was pushing the plot along. This guy has got some charisma, and this guy's got a gift. This guy was good. And I know it probably won't happen, but I would say if he got an Oscar nomination for this role, it was well deserved because he was really good in this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis. Some people complained there wasn't enough of her in the last film. Well, when your character's got stabbed in the gut and you're going to be in the hospital. So, as I said in my previous review on Halloween Kills, that was an ensemble piece. This right here was very character-driven. Halloween Ends. I can feel what David Goyer Green is doing. If those people who are really excited about having his next film, The Exorcist, coming out, well, guess what? This is the prototype to what The Exorcist is going to be like. This is the type of film The Exorcist is going to look like. It's going to be a psychological thriller. That's what this movie was driven on. This movie was driven on a bunch of psychological profiling, the basic examination of the human psyche. This movie really tapped into that very well as I get into this a little bit more. Jamie Lee Curtis's character is not the victim anymore. She's not self-medicating. She's not hiding out and everything. She's grief-stricken with the loss of her daughter, but she's made that into a power of her own, where she doesn't have to hide anymore. She still kind of looks around the corner of her shoulder, but she's more open, and she's aware, and she's writing a book about her experiences, which, if I was in her shoes, I probably would have wrote it 40 years before. But I think again, the narrations that Jamie Lee Curtis was giving was really working, and I really think it felt natural for her character to be narrating this final entry in the Michael Myers and Laurie Strode saga. And the young girl the young actress who was playing Allison, again, she really got to be more, you know, flushed out, and and you really got to see, how she's starting to kind of be more opened up and trying to get on with her life as dealing with the death of her parents and her friends. So she and her grandmother are kind of coping together. Again, and when it comes to this, it's also role reversal when it comes to the town and Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode was the person that was always trying to warn the town about him. And this time around, the town is the people who are all suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatized, and trying to get over it. If you see the montage at the beginning of the film, there's a lot of instances going on where either they're blaming Michael because he's been missing for 4 years, so they don't know where he's at, or people are, grief-stricken over the loss of their loved ones, and they're either, um, you know, uh, calling it quits for themselves or something like that. And it shows the after effects of how a town is feeling. Um, some of the drawbacks I do have to say was the bullies. Instead of being jocks, they were, in band, basically bullies from band camp. Is basically, that's what I can refer them to as, But again, they served their purpose, and they moved the plot along, so it wasn't that much of a big thing. The DJ was a little bit of annoyance, but again, that's the way he was written. So when he does get it at the end, you're tickled for it. Again, you are again. I have to say, another thing. The character of Deputy Hawkins is back, and I do have to say I like the little flirtation that's going on still between him and Laurie. They never came out and said whether he was the father of Laurie's daughter. A lot of people kind of hinted at that or believed maybe that could have been the father. But again, it's something that, if the filmmakers want to say, okay, yeah, that's he's the father, well then that, or they get more Povich, I don't know. But again, I'm gonna have to say this again to the those people who are just going out there and hating these films. I have not seen one person tell me the reason why they call these films dumpster fires. I'm going to say, and I've just explained to you why I like the feeling of these two films. They're two different films. Halloween 2018. That is a typical 90s slasher film. From the late 90s, in the Scream era of slasher films. That's blueprint. Halloween Kills is actually an action film with a bunch of horror, and it was just nonstop, endless killing. I enjoyed that film very much, and it was a continuation from 2018, so it's basically one whole film. And then here in 2022, Halloween Ends. This film, I feel, completed the saga perfectly, and it finalized this timeline to where other timelines, were left emptied and unknown. I can't, as I said, those minor little things I said is all I believe is what, really is the only thing I didn't really, they kind of took me a little bit out of the film. But other than that, I love this film. I actually enjoyed it even more than Halloween Kills, and I love that film. So I'm really going to give this a high rating of 4 paws. I really cannot stop, praising that young man that is playing the part of Corey. Excellent work. I mean, knocked it out of the park. There's a scene with him and Jamie Lee Curtis in this one, Abandoned House, where she's kind of leaning up against a chair, knocking the back of it against the wall, kind of giving him the lowdown of, what I think of you. I'm not going to give away any spoilers of this so much, but There's again, you're going to be surprised by how some things go, and you're going to be, some people I think were let down because they didn't get an explanation of why Michaels was doing what he was doing, what set Michael off as a kid to want to kill his sister. So I have to say, John Carpenter said it best. He's just a guy in the mask. He's a force of nature. That's all there is to it. That's all there is going to be to it. That's all he is just a force of nature. And people were like, oh, they put the supernatural elements into it. There is always a supernatural element to this film anyway, when there's a guy getting shot 6 times, falling off a balcony, and then at the end of the shot, gets up and walks away. All right, supernatural elements were already there 45 years ago, folks. So, again, the music, John Carpenter knocked it out of the ballpark. Man, did him and his son and their cohort, I can't remember the name, Corey something, but knocked it out of the ballpark, man. The music was just great in this film. Just all 3 soundtracks from this film is just unbelievable, and absolutely loved every bit of it. I just, I was glued to my chair, and I really enjoyed this film. I can't, as I said, there's only those little complaints that I had, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with this film. There's just a lot of people out there that want to fan hate or want to fun hate, or whatever you want to call it. Some people are just, they just may not even seen it and they're calling it a dumpster fire. Who knows? But I'm saying it right here. This is basically what this film has to be. Is completely different because it is a finale of a storyline, and it doesn't have to be bombs and explosions and this grand murder or death of a character. It doesn't have to be that. We know this film is going to there's going to be another Halloween movie, I doubt it's going to be part of this story arc, but it's going to be another one. There's no doubt about it. This movie's already made its money back. Blumhouse will not be doing it because when it came to the contracts, this film was it. Akira has got the rights back after the release of this film, so he'll make whatever movie he wants. So I don't know. I would like to see anthology movies, maybe a continuation of the Halloween 3 story arc. That would be kind of cool. So, but again, folks, this movie to me is a 4 paws out of 5. I loved it. I told everybody that I know that didn't like Halloween Kills and said you're going to like this, and the finale is the finale, and it ended perfectly, and the last shot was perfect. I'm not going to give it away, but I will say in the ending credits, hearing Blue Oyster Cult's "Don't Fear the Reaper" was such a perfect full circle because that song was played in the original Halloween film when Nancy and Laurie were driving in the car and talking and smoking a joint. So again, that was absolutely perfect, and that really, when I heard that song and it going off like that, I'm like, oh man. And I know for a fact, sometimes I always think, what will my brother think about this film or whatever he was said, and I know for a fact, especially when it came to those opening credits, he would really have enjoyed this film. I was talking to his stepdaughter just a few hours ago, and she asked me my opinion, and I gave basically what I told you guys. But again, I know he really would have loved this film, and I know I'm pretty sure Jim would have enjoyed this film as well. So again, perfect finale for me. This was closure in so many levels. Perfect showcase of psychological evaluation and dissecting of the human psyche. Going down the path is what you choose. Where you choose is, whether it's a light side or dark side. Star Wars reference once again. But again, I highly recommend you go and support this film and go out and watch it. Do not listen to anybody else. You don't even have to listen to me. Don't take my opinion. I don't, that's your judgment, and everybody's a right to have their judgment if they did watch the film and they didn't like it. That's their choice. There are choices in this world to like and dislike things. That's life, folks. All right. Well, enough of my mindless soapboxing. Again, I want to thank everybody who's been watching everything. I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes of physical media format, the spooky triple feature that I dropped. Those will be the last time I'll be doing Halloween themed or horror themed video reviews for the show, and because it ends in May. Hit that thumbs up. Again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel, please. Let's really make this channel a destination for people who just want honest opinion about a film. That's what I give. I don't write down anything. I just, sometimes I'll jot down a note here and there, but this is me. This is coming right off from whatever left scrambled in my head, folks. And of course, I hope you liked my little my little man cave outside. This the only place I really get to have alone is during Halloween. So anyway, folks, again, hit the like button, subscribe if you hadn't yet, hit notification for all future videos, and check out my other Halloween reviews that I've done on this channel. And just check out all my other videos while you're at it, folks. Again, this has been the Movie Dawgs Show. Everybody also please be safe for during Halloween time. I'll probably post another video of me dressed up as Michael Myers walking around my neighborhood gas station like I do every other year. So that's going to be fun, as it is always every year. And of course, my birthday coming up in a few days on the 25th. So what a great birthday present to just knock those subscriptions, up in there in volume, folks. That'd be great. And if you do, if you saw the posts on YouTube through the See, Read, and Hear channel, if I get up to 1,000 views, I'll dress up like a unicorn and I'll walk around downtown and film it and post it on the channel. So give me up in those subscriptions. All right. That's it for the Movie Dawgs. Thanks for watching, and please keep on watching. Bye, folks.